Alright, so we'll be looking at amino acids and proteins. But first, if you look at this building you're inside, you agree with me that we have blocks linked to blocks, linked to blocks, linked to blocks, is it not? Just like this is one block, this is another block, this is another block, until they have this building, is it not? So, looking at this building and the block, which one is a macromolecule? Is it the building or the block? The what? Building, right? Good. Macro means big, is it not? So, the building is the macromolecule and it is made up of blocks, right? Good. Now, this building is just like protein. Protein is the macromolecule. And just like this building have blocks, proteins have building blocks also. And we say the building blocks of proteins are called what? Amino acids. So amino acids are the building blocks of what? Of proteins. Do you understand that? Now, if you have this block to this block to this block in this house, in this class, and they don't use something to hold it, what do they use to hold the blocks together? Cement, right? If there was no cement there, what do you think will happen? In fact, there will be nothing like Ofrima. Because as you are putting them on, just imagine they lay blocks like that. Then they want to deck without cement. The people building will even die. You know. Blocks are laid on each other, right? And the blocks, we use cement to hold them together. Same thing happens. The building blocks of protein, amino acids, if we don't use cement, a bond to hold the amino acids together, protein will not be formed. But here in proteins, what we are using to glue the building blocks together is not cement, but the bond that holds the amino acid residues together to form protein is called what? Peptide bonds. Do you understand? So note that the building block of protein is what? Amino acid, and the bonds that link the amino acids together is called what? Peptide bonds. Good. Now, the general structure of amino acid, as you are hearing that word, amino acid, right? Two things, right? Amino, you have amino group. Then acid group. Acid, carboxylic acid is what? COOH, right? Carbon is supposed to have how many bonds? 4 bonds. Now, this is the general structure of amino acids. Look at it very well. This is the amino group, and this is the carboxylic acid group. That's why they call it amino acid. Now, all amino acids have these other parts. What differentiates one amino acid from the other amino acid is this arrow group. So all the 20 amino acids, we are going to learn how to draw them now. You are going to draw them from your head before you leave this class. All the 20 standard amino acids have this structure here, but the only thing changing is just this arrow group. Do you understand? So any amino acid that asks you to draw, this part will remain the same. This is the only thing changing. What if you see something like this? I'll give you time to write though. What if you see something like this? Is this also an amino acid? Look at it very well. Is this also an amino acid? How can you say this is an amino acid? Look at it very well. Is this an amino acid? If it's an amino acid, let me see you. If it's not, let me see your hand. If you don't know what we are talking about, let me see your hand. Alright, this is an amino acid, right? Now, if you check very well, this is in the ionized form. I'm putting plus because we are overloading nitrogen already. And here, minus because it's not complete, H is supposed to be here. This is also an amino acid. This is, in fact, this is the same thing as this. This is just the ionized form. But the truth is that most of these things exist in our body in the ionized form. So as the class goes on, if I use this, I'm correct. If I use this, I'm also correct. I can use them anytime I want. So I brought them out so that you know, not when I draw this one, say, it's supposed to be. Please, if you are putting 3, there must be plus here. Any question so far? Any question?